Michael, do you have a button to do that?
I am recording.
Yeah, it says it's being recorded. Okay, great.
Okay, so I guess we'll get things started here. I see that there isn't a review of our last minutes, but I believe our last meeting was at the retreat, and I think we have a separate agenda item that Jenny had in here to, I guess, approve the work plan, or at least I thought that was in here.
Well, I think this is Heather, I've kind of drafted out approval of June 1st meeting minutes, board of director minutes, approval of work plan, additional appointments. It's kind of how I've got it structured.
Okay. Let me pull up the June. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes. Who is Benjamin and Nathan that
I was
just
wondering.
left?
I was wondering about that too. It could just be people joining us. Because the meeting is open to everybody, I believe.
Yeah.
Benjamin, Nathan, can you hear us?
Mine says they're offline, whatever that means.
Hmm.
All right. We do not. Oh, here's the June minutes. Okay, here they are. Does it look good to everybody?
Motion, anyone?
There was some debate about whether we voted to have co-chairs of the members committee that Liz and I are on. And I don't know, did anyone recall that being happened? I didn't have it in my notes since I was taking minutes, and so I wasn't sure what happened there.
Based on this, from the minutes, it just says Steve and Liz have been appointed co-chairs of the committee.
Yeah, Jenny thought we voted on it, but I don't recall taking that vote, and I have it in my notes. So that was the only thing that was left unresolved after that meeting on my end.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, but it's in the. What does everybody think about this?
I'm okay to vote to approve as is.
And we'll just assume that there is a vote to appoint.
Assume that Jenny remembered correctly. Yeah.
To appoint Steve and Liz as co-chairs of the Ops and Business Committee. Okay, so is that a motion, Liz, to approve it?
Sure. I move to approve these minutes.
Steve will second.
Everyone in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Okay, so the June 1st board meeting minutes have been approved. I think one thing I may have missed here is Megan. I'm like supposed to like formally launch the meeting, right? Like adjourn.
Yeah, meeting open. I said meeting open at 2:10 because that's when we started talking.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna move on from this. What did you have on the next item, Heather?
Additional appointments.
Yeah, so
Looks like that's what's in.
yep, so we got some new board members. Yesterday, Curtis held a tech committee meeting to vote on Kenny Kettner as the new chair, which the committee voted on and approved. I believe Kenny's on the call with us now. I think today we just need to ratify that appointment. Kenny, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you have any initial questions for us or anything like that as far as your tech committee role?
No, thanks, and good afternoon, everybody. My name's Kenny, and yeah, I had a nice chat with Curtis last week going over kind of the duties of the chair for the tech committee, and I think that's something I can do, and I look forward to working with everybody.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're excited to have you, Kenny. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Happy to have you.
Does the board need to confirm the appointment?
Yeah, let's do that. Somebody want to make a motion to approve or ratify the Kenny as a tech committee chair?
So moved.
Who's that?
Catherine Maynard.
Catherine, okay. Thank you.
I'll second. Liz?
Liz, great, thanks.
All in favor of appointing or ratifying the tech committee appointment of Kenny Kettner as chair, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Kenny is the new tech committee chair.
All right.
Thank you.
Official.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Kenny.
I'll get you all signed up for everything.
All right.
That was Megan. But you already knew that.
I see education committee on here. Do we just need to reappoint Rob or confirm Rob's reappointment again? That must be it.
Shall we wait till Rob's here?
Yeah, that probably wouldn't hurt. Conference liaison, I have absolutely nothing to report on that. I don't know, there was a lot of back and forth during the retreat about it. I don't really know if we came to a resolution on it yet either. But I haven't had much luck. I guess from a broader conference perspective, I haven't had much luck netting volunteers. There's a few folks that have kind of stepped up. Minnie Cochran so far, Kyle Burke, Erin Fashaway. She's already been keeping things moving as far as starting to talk with vendors and things like that. Andrew Stickney, he's going to help out as well. I haven't gotten any agreements from any of them to co-chair or even chair the conference yet, but we are going to have a meetup. Looks like that was approved in Missoula here next month. Kyle and Andrew Stickney are going to be hosting that, and the purpose of the meetup is going to be to maybe corner some people, or not corner people, but talk about the talk about the conference.
Encourage.
Yes, that's a better word. And maybe we get some more volunteers there. But other than that, I've just been kind of looking at. I want to get the prospectus updated. Michelle, I'm gonna, now that I believe we have a contract in place with you guys now. I was hoping we could start maybe just looking at that prospectus. We want to start talking to vendors as soon as we can this year. So that'll be something I'll be following up with you guys on here soon. And if it's just as easy for me to take last year's and make some minor updates, I can do that too. But I'll probably be following up with them after this call.
So I'm going to slot this under GeoCon committee updates, some of this info.
Yes, I did get off topic a little there. So
sorry, I'm just trying to type things in the right order.
no, that's a good point.
Michael, have you reached out to anybody in Missoula County, like Mike Snook?
No, I have not.
I will talk to him. He's been very involved in the past, but not in a board capacity. So I'm curious, he might be interested in helping out. He's always helped me out in the past. So
Mike Snook?
Yep. He does their parcels there for the county. He's their GIS manager.
Yeah, that'd be great. Great, Megan. That was Megan, right?
Yes, it was Megan.
Thank you. I don't know everybody's voice quite yet.
I have a cold too. Not helping.
No update from me on moving on to the next item, the Professional Development Committee Chair. No update there either. I'm tasked to reach out to Zach, Martin, and Brandy. I've kind of been focusing more so on the conference first to solidify that committee. But I will for sure have some more info on that come next board meeting. So nothing to report there.
Okay.
Last item in new board members, the MLIAC board representative to MAGIP is Catherine Maynard, and I believe she's also present. Catherine, are you there?
Yes, I am. Here in Missoula with Sagan and Kenny.
We're in
Here in Helena, excuse me. Maybe my brain was in Missoula, right?
Wishful thinking.
Is there anything do we need to ratify that appointment, Megan? Do you know, or is it just kind of?
Yes. Yes, let's ratify that as well.
Okay, so does anybody want to make a motion to ratify Catherine Maynard as the board representative to MAGIP on behalf of MLIAC?
I motion to appoint Catherine Maynard as the MLIAC board representative to MAGIP. That's Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Jeremy, this is the second.
All in
I
favor?
think Kenny beat you.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Catherine has been appointed MLIAC board
Thank you.
representative to MAGIP. Thank you, Catherine. We're excited to have you.
Thank you.
Great. Jenny had asked or suggested that there might be a place in the agenda for giving them MLIAC report. I don't see it on there, so I could hold off if you guys have.
We can just we can insert it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Right there.
Right. For education.
I thought we did it before when Leslie was the. Not that it really matters, but we'll definitely have it concurrently on the agenda, Catherine, going forward, and I think it'd be good to do that today as well. Is there anything else in regards to new board members before we move on to the administrators?
Nope.
All right, so everyone's probably aware, Jenny's been working with Michelle at Full Scope to kind of get a contract in place for our admin and conference planning role in 2020 or 2019-2020. And I believe that's all kind of in place now. Michelle, Michael, do you guys have anything that, I mean, as far as anything new we should be aware of as far as the differences that we should be seeing, you know, working with CPS to moving to you guys in a full admin and conference planning role, or anything you'd like to add? I think they're still there. Let me look here.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead, Michelle. Are you there? Oh, yeah. I think I was talking the whole time on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I was saying was, we'll be offering the same support we were offering for the conference. And for those of you who don't know, I'll be transitioning from the university over to Full Scope full time at the end of August, and I'm working part time there now, so I'm just making in the middle of that transition. So we'll continue that support for the conference, and then we are, in addition, just going to be providing some additional administrative support that Lee used to offer. So we'll be helping offer support for membership, be reviewing the membership database, and offering a little bit of board support and financial support. So we're excited to be working with you on another level, and excited for you to meet Michael. And we do plan to come to your in-person board meeting in October in Missoula. So we'll get to hopefully meet all you face-to-face there.
Excellent. Yeah, no, we're excited to meet you guys too, and excited to start working with you. It'll be good to have a administrator in place. I believe it's been around a year since Lee kind of moved on. So yeah, we're excited. Is anybody on the board have anything they want to add to this topic about the administrator role? Questions? All right. Oh, go ahead.
Michael, this is Michelle again, and I was just going to say, we did notice the email come through the group about the meetup in Missoula too, and I believe Michael's going to be out of town, but I'll attend that too and see if there's anything I can do to maybe help us, encourage people to help with the conference as well.
That would be fantastic, Michelle. We don't have a hard date yet set. I'm working with Kyle right now to get something established, and as soon as we do, I'll let you know.
Yeah, and let me know if he needs help, finding a place or helping coordinate that. I'm happy to jump in and help with that as well.
Awesome, I will do that. So next item is approval of the 2019-2020 work plan. Has everybody gotten a chance to review this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are there any questions?
We're going to have to substitute Kenny in for Curtis.
I think it said vacant.
Well, except for these
I
parts.
see your name.
Yeah, we need to get Catherine in here. Yeah, there's some minor changes.
And it looks a little different in Drive than it does if you have it locally.
But that's the only changes, right? It's just plugging the names in.
Mm-hmm. So Catherine, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it.
Yeah, it looked good.
Okay.
So do we hold off on approving it until those vacant positions are populated, or what do you guys think here? If we should approve it, it's pretty minor.
I think approve it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to make a motion to approve the 2019-2020 work plan?
Why don't everybody jump in at once?
This is Steve. I'll move to approve the 2020 work plan.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, 20 work plan is approved.
I'll get it posted on the website. This is Megan.
Thank you, Megan. All right, we'll move on to reports. Jeremy, what do you got for the treasurer's report?
So there are going to be two pieces today. I think I'm going to add a piece in just to reflect some of the work that has gone into getting these scholarships and grants out for Rob's piece as well. So I'll probably speak on behalf of that. But the big piece is going to be an amendment to the budget to reflect full scope's addition to the work going into the next year. I did send out an amendment to Jenny and Michael that showed what additional amount we will need to be accounting for in our budget to make sure that full scope is being paid as well. That, I guess, a particular amount, this brings a question I have for you guys. When I give the reports as a treasurer, is this something where I want to disclose the amount specifically to everyone, or is this something we'd probably want to actually look at the budget itself? I guess what is the traditional way that is best done? I guess some of the folks that were probably on the board last year, what would we normally do, or what should I normally do going forward as far as the treasurer would be concerned?
You're talking about the report itself, or
I guess report, but also things like an amendment. I don't know if that's something that the board would like to see as well, or we're discussing it. Yeah, definitely the piece you have open right now would be a benefit. But as far as the amendment, if that's something we want to pull up to show everyone too.
Yes, it is. I believe we should probably vote on that as well.
Absolutely.
Michael, is that something you can pull up on your screen? This is Heather.
Yep. Just, 1 second here. I gotta do some.
Thanks, Michael.
No problem. As far as when you sent that, Jeremy, I do have the budget and the account statement. Was that amendment sent after that, or?
It was, and I can actually send it to you right now if you'd like.
Here, I got it right here. Sorry.
Oh, you got it? Perfect.
Yep.
No worries.
Pull it up here.
All right, so this piece just basically gives a detail of what was in the full scope contract, the services rendered, and then the compensation as well. There is a piece, I believe, that middle paragraph right there that shows us what we'll be looking at as far as a change. And then the last piece as well. In all, it's about another $2,860 that will need to be accounted for in the budget going into the next year and for a 2-year period. So we'll just have to keep that in mind going forward over the next 2 cycles.
Yep. Yeah, we discussed this at length at the retreat. Does anybody else have any other comments or concerns about this budget amendment?
Is this on Drive?
No, but
it will be here shortly.
Okay.
Perfect.
Because I'd like to put the text in the minutes,
Jeremy,
or as an attachment.
Jeremy, do you have access to all the appropriate Drive folders?
I do, and actually this is going to be a question for earlier. I'm having trouble actually uploading to those Drive folders. I noticed that this morning. But in the meantime, Heather, if you would like me to forward that amendment towards you, I can do that.
Okay, thanks. Because
No
I
problem.
assume we're going to have to like read a motion in or reference the document for a motion.
Yes, we will. I'll try to add you to this, Jeremy, later, and we'll just make sure that you can upload to it. So does anybody make a motion to approve this budget amendment of $2,860?
I'll move to approve. This is Liz.
Steve will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? All right, budget amendment has been approved. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
No problem at all.
For putting
Thanks
this
for your help
together.
with that as well. No problem. Thank you. So the next piece that I wanted to cover, and I'll probably do this on behalf of Rob for today. Early last week, we had completed the work going into the grants and scholarships for 2019. There were a total of 5 recipients and a number of checks that went out in different forms, one for the grant pieces and one for the scholarships. The total for that, and this will be in the July report, by the way, Michael, and board as well. Totaled about $7,000, well, $7,000 exactly. I did notice that those checks are currently being cashed by the institutions and individuals, depending upon whether they are scholarships or grants, respectively. So I did also move over $7,000 from our debit account to our checking account to account for those checks over the next couple of weeks. I am going to keep an eye on that to make sure that folks do actually process those over the next, I guess at this point, 75 days. But it looks like they're being processed really quick at this point.
Awesome.
And then all of that will be projected basically, or reflected, excuse me, in the next report at our next meeting. But so far, so good.
You're enjoying the treasurer role?
Now that I'm up to speed, yep. No, it's quite enjoyable. It's a bit to take in.
Keep learning curves.
I think the big thing is realizing how many different pieces there are hanging out there. But it's once you realize what you got, it's pretty smooth sailing I've found so far. So thank you.
Have you been able to reach Jerry if you have any questions or anything like that without issue?
Absolutely. He has been extraordinarily helpful getting this all together and has an amazing amount of documentation that I'll make sure I get the best use out of for sure. But I think it's going to be a nice catalog for everyone going forward beyond myself. So Jerry has been invaluable in that regard.
Excellent. Yeah, it's going to be nice to have him around still helping out.
Definitely.
Moving on to the MLIAC report. Catherine, do you have anything you'd like to share with the MAGIP board?
Sure. I'll just really briefly go through the activities at the last MLIAC meeting. As always with those meetings, there's the if the legislature is in session, then there's updates on that. And one thing that's relevant is House Bill 633, which initiated an interim committee to study diversifying the budget for the library, which could be, important and impact the GIS community at large, for the library to have a little more stable and diverse funding. The grants, the MLIAC grants, those reports are available online if anyone is interested in seeing who the grant recipients were and how they're progressing. Maya Dario did a presentation on the CAT NSDI and the updates to that. The other probably a big component of our meeting was the discussion of the LIDAR working group and the LIDAR data collections that are being promoted here in Montana. A group of interested participants put together a broad area announcement grant for submission to the USGS, and that was approved. So there are some big LIDAR data collections that will be happening in Montana this summer and in the coming years. The NAEP, the new NAEP is available, the replacement NAEP. Thanks to Megan, that will be being delivered on the NRS website soon. And Kenny did a presentation on the new cadastral, proposed cadastral updates to their web pages. We do have a new USGS liaison for Montana. His name is Tom Carlson. And if any of you were around when Lance Clampett was our USGS liaison, we really benefited from his activities. And I was immediately impressed with Tom, and I think he's already helping us with the LIDAR BAA. So I think we'll be in good shape with his assistance. There was also a discussion about the Montana Real-Time Network, the RTN. And I believe that was more of just an update on that things are progressing. You guys correct me on that.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. If anyone, MAGIP members are always welcome to come to the MLEAC meetings or call in. And if there's any questions, I can try to answer them.
Well, thank you very much, Catherine. We're really excited to have you as the representative for MLEAC, and it'll be good to get these reports again. I'm sure as folks get more familiarized with their positions here, I'm sure more questions will come up for you down the road. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or?
No, I guess I volunteered because there'd been quite a while that there wasn't a MLEAC representative on MAGIP, and I think it's important, so I'm glad to be able to participate in both groups.
Yep, yeah, I agree. It's good to have that presence back, and it feels like we're starting to round out again as far as some of the roles we previously had and the contacts we previously had. So it'll be good. Education committee, Rob. Everybody saw Rob's email and got that update from Jeremy. So I think we can bypass that. Professional development committee. I have nothing to give you guys right now. I apologize. Big Sky GeoCon. I kind of dovetailed earlier into that. I do have some committee member interest. Like I said, I have that meetup next month to hopefully generate a little bit more buzz. Aaron's already been pretty active trying to get the vendor outreach going, so I just need to get that prospectus done. And then lastly, I am revising the timeline for 2020. So the first thing I want to do is kind of have a pre-flight meeting before we really get into planning and review that timeline like we did last year. I know this year we'll have awards. I believe it was every other year, so there'll be a little bit more to plan for this year. But hopefully next month we'll have a committee rounded out and prospectus finished up and the timeline as well, so we can start picking up a little steam there. On that note, Michelle, as far as the contract with the Holiday Inn, I know we don't have one signed. I know the Holiday Inn is holding that week for us, but now that we're transitioning to work with Full Scope, I'm kind of wondering, what do we need to do to get this contract finalized? Is that something we need to work with, Ginger on still, or how would we make that transition to get that contract finished up?
Can you hear me, or am I off on mute?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I actually am meeting with Megan over at the Holiday Inn tomorrow, Megan Glass, and I have the tentative contract. She just wants to run through the agenda with me to make sure she has everything plugged in right, and then as soon as I have that finished, I'll send it to Jenny, to distribute to the board, or however you guys do that for signature.
That sounds great. Yeah, we'd love to see that.
Yep, it's almost, we've had it tentatively booked for quite a while now, but I had sent her our agenda from this year, and I'm working with her on what our actual sleeping room pickups were at the Copper King, so we can have a really accurate number for lodging, for the lodging room block. And so I'm meeting with her at 9 o'clock in the morning, actually, over at the Holiday Inn, and they've done quite a few updates. I don't know if you guys did an original site visit there, but they've done a lot of updates at the hotel, and she's going to give me a timeline of what other plans they have for updates and when they're going to be completed. So I'll gather that information as well.
That'd be great. Michelle, Michael, would you guys be available to meet with me sometime? I just want a real brief touch base, and just as far as some of the transitioning from CPS to Full Scope, where some of the documents maybe that you guys were managing, Michelle, would be, and just kind of getting things a little bit organized as we start getting further along with the 2020 process.
Yeah, that would be great, Michael. And I can definitely help you with the, get going on this prospectus and the timeline as well. But yeah, we should schedule a time for us to have a call to get started on that planning process.
Okay, I'll get a meeting invite out to you guys. Is there? Would next week, midweek, work for you guys, or?
That should work for me. I don't know, Michael, what's your calendar look like next week? Did we lose Michael?
Well, I'll send out
I'm sorry.
Are you on?
I'm available next week. Yep, I'm available next week. You can just look at my calendar if you want to schedule something.
Okay, I'll shoot an invite out for next week.
Yeah, send it out, Michael, and then I'll hopefully that'll work, and if not, we'll find a time that does work.
Sounds great. Moving on to the tech committee, Curtis, Kenny, if you guys want to give us an update.
It's not too much to report other than what we just described earlier. I understand the duties now of the tech committee chair, and I've got access to the Slack group, and looking forward to trying to automate some things to help streamline our work, and also, of course, prepare for our role at the conference.
Yeah, another thing Kenny and I had talked about was to recruit some new committee members in the near future, and kind of focus on that for the coming months, and then come October-ish start doing workshop planning. So, but.
Cool. Yeah, Kenny, I'll make sure you're on all the conference planning threads as well. Just so we're on the same page, especially as you guys start getting closer to getting some workshops lined up.
Sounds good.
Does anybody have any questions for Curtis or Kenny?
Well, I just want to add a note of thanks to Curtis, who did say he would be around to help with some of the conference stuff, and I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be rid of him, but I guess if he's got to stick around a little longer.
Well, and I just had one thing to add. This is Megan. When you are talking with the hotel, I was curious about their wireless, if they have any wired connections for the workshops, since we have all of that equipment.
Yeah,
so
switch, yeah.
When you are, the switch. So if we can be connected physically instead of through wireless, that would be ideal, and just wondering what the infrastructure is.
Yes, please.
Right?
Yeah.
Michelle, Michael, did you guys get that?
Yes, I will. That's a really good point, Megan. So when I'm there tomorrow, I will ask that question. So it's obviously the preference is to have hardwire ports as opposed to the wireless.
Correct.
Right, and keeping in mind that we do have that switch we can bring to help. So just as long as there's somewhere to plug it in.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Point out all the jacks in the wall. That'd be the thing.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Megan. I should have actually opened it up for some more discussion on the GeoCon report too. So that's a good point about the Wi-Fi. Is there anything else in regards to the technical committee? Okay. So business and operations, Liz, Steve. I know it's pretty infant yet for you guys, but is there anything you have initially for us?
I'll start, and Stephen, you jump in. We have not met as a committee yet, so nothing to report there, though Stephen and I are planning to touch base later this week. Hopefully we'll get that moving along. I did want to say just thanks to Curtis and Mike for helping me get one lonely little Twitter post out from the Montana meetup at Ezra UC, where I was unprepared to do that. And that wasn't an official committee event, but it is it's related, sort of a membership outreach type thing. So I'll just mention that we did get a pretty good group of Montanans, both MAGIP members and non-members, together at the Ezra User Conference in San Diego last week. Yeah, and thanks to Curtis and Mike, we're able to share that on social media. Steven, do you have anything?
Not off the top of my head, other than, yeah, we're hoping to meet later this week and get the ball rolling, kind of rebuild the subcommittee a little bit. I don't know if there's how many members we even have. And maybe kind of try and give out tasks so it's not all on Liz and I's shoulders. But like Liz said, we're just going to meet later this week and come up with a game plan, and hopefully we'll have more to report next month.
Does anybody have any?
And then I see the just the note about the swag. Does that business falls under this committee, I guess? Is that doesn't seem like something we need to vote on, since it's already swag that's been purchased.
Yes, that's correct. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew what was going on and that we could document it so that you know where we're providing outreach and education. But while we're here, I do have another request. if this would be a good time, or if you want to wait.
Please.
Okay. So I was just invited to participate in the STEM Girls in State Government program. It's a 2-day camp that will be here in Helena, September 16th and 17th. Each state agency has been asked by the IT group, ITMC, if they would like to participate. And DNRC said that they would, and that they would like to do a GIS component. And so they have reached out to all of the folks they know, women in GIS, who might be interested. So we might need some guys too, because not many women have drone pilot licenses. So keep that in mind, state government people. So right now, we're not quite sure what we're going to do. So if you have any ideas, let us know. But we would like to purchase some MAGIP swag and t-shirts for the girls, and there'll be 10 girls from 2 different schools, and the thought would be to then hope to bring programs to their schools and continue GIS mentorship at their school. So it'd be pretty sweet if we could maybe down the line get them an education grant or MLEAT grant to continue. Yeah, so it's this really great opportunity. Anyway, the committee is hoping to get up to $500 to provide to swag to these girls.
What is the date? Sounds great. What is the date for that?
The camp is September 16th and 17th.
And that's when we would give out the grant, or I'm sorry, the swag.
I would like to, yeah, so the swag would be given out to the girls at the camp. I'd like to get the money, have the money approved now, so that we can get to purchasing t-shirts for the girls and get that all figured out. But I'm hoping to keep it under that by a lot, but I just didn't want to have to ask for more later. But I'm thinking it should be well under that. But
Megan,
also the governor and his wife will also be there, so we were going to get them shirts and try to get the photo op with that. But yeah, Steven?
Oh, I was going to ask, I know Jenny used to be kind of in charge of these. I guess how was that procedure originally done? Would Jenny order those and ship them to you, or does our committee approve the funding and you order them? I guess I'm not familiar with that process.
Right. So if you'd approve the funding, what I would do would be to turn in the receipts later on, and so you wouldn't have to deal with anything other than Jeremy giving me money later.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yep. Yep. Okay. No, that was my one question. I don't have a problem with it. And do you, Liz?
No, sounds great. I would like to just take a second to refamiliarize myself with what we had in the budget for that, because I'm not familiar off the top of my head, but yeah, sounds great.
So do we need some kind of motion to approve $500 for the STEM Girls in State Government Camp? Am I understanding it?
Yes. So we have, I don't know if I'm reading this right. I think we have $1,460 allocated for swag, or for the year for 2019, or is that just through June, that like half the year?
So that is the expenditure that we have had since January. So from January into June, that's how much we've actually spent on swag.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what our total budget is, but to me it seems like a fantastic opportunity. So
we've spent $1,460 on swag so far this year.
Correct.
That includes the conference, right?
That does include the conference as well.
Okay. So we really haven't.
So for the budget,
swag outside of the conference, because that
we have not, to my knowledge. I have the budget up here as well too. I think I had a PDF I sent to you as well, Michael. But if not, I can read it off here too. It's general operating budget for year 2019. I'm just going to look through it really quick to see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for it too here.
Hey, while you guys are looking, Megan, do you have to be part of state government to help out? Because I have my Part 107 license.
Well, feedback. I think, we've been thinking about partnering with other people, and so, no, I don't think you actually have to be state government, and I'd be really excited if you would like to participate, Liz.
So let's, I guess, Jeremy, if you wouldn't mind looking at that. Megan, would you mind giving a quick, just so we're getting pretty close to the hour. So if you wanted to give a quick web subcommittee update, and then we can circle back to that once we get the budget.
Right. Yeah, I just have a quick report this week. Mainly, I've just been getting everybody admin access to everything they need, including Michelle and Michael, and I'll continue working with them to get them up to speed on what they need for the website and whatnot. And so that's really all I have going on right now.
Cool.
Keeping the website up to date.
The website's amazing, Megan.
Thank you.
Michael, I do have the number for the budget for 2019, by the way. I just went to the drive and found it. For budget 2019, we have $2,300 allocated in the budget, of which we've used that $1,460.
Okay, I think it's certainly worthwhile to make those funds available for what sounds like a really good outreach campaign, especially if the governor is going to be present, and just raise awareness.
Yep.
I agree.
Somebody want to make a motion to approve? It was $500, correct, Megan?
I'll move to provide $500 for GIS-related swag for the, what was it called, Megan?
It's the STEM Girls in State Government.
For the STEM Girls in State Government meeting.
And who is that? Sorry.
Oh, that was Steve. Sorry.
Okay, thanks.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Thank you so much.
All right, it's approved. We're right against the hour. Does anybody else have anything else? We have these upcoming events. Of course, our next board meeting is the 13th of August. Again, it's a phone in. Anything else?
Yeah, just the two meetups. We've got the Bozeman meetup that Curtis organized on Thursday at Outlaw Brewing. Is that right, Curtis?
Yes, I want my last words ever in a board meeting to be Outlaw Brewing.
Okay, well, we won't expect to hear any more from you then. And then Missoula, date to be decided.
Yep.
So those were each assistance requests that were approved for $200. So I just want to get that in the minutes.
I want to bring one thing up about next month's board meeting. Is there's that ArcGIS Pro training in Bozeman occurring that day?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be attending it. I'd imagine some other folks are as well. I'm a little worried about having a quorum together for that meeting.
Yeah, I'm attending that too. So.
Which one is that, Steve?
The Eric Templer's deal? Yeah.
The August 13th, yeah.
How big of a deal is it? For us to move this to a few days.
What about having it the next Tuesday, the Tuesday after?
20th?
Let's plan on that. Let's plan on that. The 20th.
Okay. I will
Perfect.
update that on the website.
All right. Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting? I think that's what we do, right?
Yep.
This is Jeremy. I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Catherine?
Yes.
All right.
All in favor?
Yeah, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Well, thanks, guys. And again, I apologize for the confusion with the link and stuff. Thank you for bearing with it.
No
Hey,
problem,
Michael,
Michael. Thank you for helping.
Yeah, good job, Mike.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. After you're done with stopping the recording and save it, if you get that out in Drive, we can get it up in YouTube on our MAGIP channel.
Okay, I'll see if I can do this without messing it up, Megan.
You got this.
Ping you.
Call me if you need me.
Will do.
Stop the recording! Stop the recording!
Meeting is adjourned. Meeting is adjourned.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.